Good afternoon. How's everyone doing? Come on, we can do better than that. KWSB! Good afternoon. How's everyone doing? Much better. Well, we got a lot of stuff going on today. We got some phenomenal guest speakers, and ultimately, we want to thank Costco Clothing Gifts for providing us with lunch. So let's give Francine a round of applause. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our team meeting. Next slide, please. Our mission is to provide agents with a place where they will be empowered, trained, and motivated to experience growth, wealth, and a legacy that allows them to live their best life possible. Our belief, when the values of your own company align with your own beliefs, you know you found your professional home. And our vision, to achieve amazing professionals and personal developments at KW South Bay remains the agency of. Applause. All right, Matt, next slide, please. All right.
Oh,
It is that time. Where's Chris? We got to get Chris in here. Natalie, pause for a little bit. She's actually behind the scenes doing the slides for me, but we're going to pause. We have a cake for Natalie. We want to wish her a wonderful happy birthday. It is Come on in. Let me share a story with you. So she doesn't like to be on the spotlight, but we're going to put her on the spotlight. Yes. It's a special day. Obviously, it's her birthday. So this is just the way we do it here at KW South Bay. So I'm having Chris right now preparing the cake. Actually, since 4 o'clock in the morning was. But as soon as the cake comes, let's sing and do a quick little happy birthday. Okay. Hey, have her speak. Yeah. All right, Chris, come on in. We gotta make a wish. Make a wish. Now she needs to go back, help me with the slides. So we have a lot of stuff, and we're also going to do what we did last week. We're going to have a role-playing spotlight, but we're going to switch it up today a little bit different than we did last week. So I'm not going to put anyone on the spot, but it's a team effort, collaborations to make sure that we're all at least practicing, right? The more you practice, the better you get at the skills. All right, so again, let's introduce Francine Hilton with Cutco to provide us some insights to closing gifts. Where is, there she is. Let's give her a round of applause.
hello, everyone. Happy New Year. It feels like we've already been like 6 months into the year. For those of you who haven't had the opportunity to meet, I'm Francine Hilton. Yes, Hilton like a hotel, but no relation, so here I am working. But Cutco Closing Gifts, pretty much the idea behind it is to help put a system in place for you and your clients so that they remember who you are and the services that you provide long after the close. Did you guys know that actually on average, most people know about 4 to 5 agents? Can you guess after just 2 years, according to NAR, after just 2 years, can you guess what % of people even name their agent? It's after 2 years. Anybody want to guess?
12%.
About 12%, exactly. Yeah. Between 9 and 12%, it goes after 2 years. So if you don't have a system in place that's helping your clients remember who you are and the services that you provide, long after the close, you should definitely check this out. We have some displays over there. But who here has Petco or used the Petco closing gift program? We have it. Go ahead, raise your hand. You have it or use the program. Who has had their Petco for 5 years or longer? How about 10 years? 15? How long have you had your Petco?
Probably closing in on 20.
20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's think about that for just a moment. Like, what is something you can give to your clients that they can have and use 20 years later? In the most used room in the house, right? What are some common gifts that we've seen given? Somebody shouted out champagne, wine, what else? Gift cards, right? We all enjoy those gifts, it's a gift. But what happens to those gifts, baskets, wine, gift cards, 20, 30 months down the road, where are those gifts? They're gone. Yeah. Yeah, they're gone, so again, we know long-term value, so what we do is we take the Petco product, we rate it with your name, your logo, your information on there, which creates great opportunities for you as agents. Makes your gifts legally 100% tax deductible. Like I said, puts a system in place for your business. They also make great referral gifts. Something like this, you can put thanks for spreading the word, name, cell phone number, and that's a popular one. Anyone in here enjoy getting referrals? No one? Someone? Okay. I just want to make sure I'm talking to the right crowd, They make great anniversary gifts, so we have a lot of our clients that will add this as a tier of gifts, and we'll put, happy anniversary and the date that they bought the home. So different ideas, we have people that use that option for a family that's welcoming a child, and then they'll include a customized letter like open on first birthday, and it just makes it more memorable for them. Since we engrave them, it makes your gifts legally 100% tax deductible. But we know we're not gonna end all be all of gifting. A lot of people like to customize their gifts like baskets and such. So what all of the top agents will do that we work with is they'll include 1 to 2 pieces of Petco. That way, when that fun gift is gone and enjoyed, they still have something that they can use long term. Our most popular gifts within a range about $100 to $300. That's what most of you are already spending. So again, it's just diverting your funds more strategically. And then what we do is we set you up for 6 to 12 months. So say you need 12 gifts for the year. You send your all 12, you just pay for 1 per month. So it makes it a super easy system, easy to slide into the budget. You're not running around town trying to figure out, what do they need for the home? What do they like? Do they have food they can't remember? Everyone has a kitchen, they all eat food, so they can use the gifts. I know some of you guys may have more questions about the closing gift program. If you guys can pull this out for me real quick. And again, not mine, yours. And again, cell phones, I'm gonna give you my cell phone number. That way you can text me for more details, but don't text me yet. So my number is 562-715-8863. Just name type, don't text me yet. 562-715-8863. So if you want more info on the program, just send me your name and email address so I know who I'm talking to. However, for those of you, so I like to reward people for taking action, right? For those of you who would like to re-up on your gifts today or get started with the Petco closing gift program for the first time, what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to lock you into half price engraving for your gifts today and all of your future orders with me. So half price engraving for life. Also, I want you guys to experience the awesome product of Petco as well. So instead of the normal $90 gift, I'm going to up it to $130 gift for yourself to add to your own home collection. Half price engraving, the gift of Petco for you, as well as our quantity discounts. So I have 3 kids, so I have a certain amount of time I can do it. So I can only do that for 4 people today. So if you want to be one of the 4, when you text me, include the words "I'm in." Okay, so 4 of you. Have price engraving, the gift for you, the quantity of discounts. If you want to be one of the 4, just include the words "I'm in," and then I'll save you a spot. Other than that, have a sharp rest of your day.
Hey guys, has anyone used Cutco knives before? Raise your hand if you have. Awesome, good, yeah, so you guys, I have a butter knife that can cut through steak, it's ridiculous. It's amazing.
They are covered under forever guarantee, so we do offer free sharpening. If they break or anything like that, for whatever reason, the company replaces them for free as well. And we do that for you guys and for your clients. Like we even started doing sharpening events at the offices, which we can discuss, where you invite your clients in. And it doesn't matter if you know if they have Cutco or not, you're just providing an extra service. And an extra invitation of, hey, by the way, did you know this? You know, so another easy touch. So we can leave this at.
Thank you so much, Francine. That kind of gives me an idea of like have a party, right? Sharpening up your clients. For the next purchase. Awesome. Well, thank you again, Francine. It's always good to see you. And just kind of her husband is he's climbing the charts now in the comedy world. So he's doing really great on follow her husband on YouTube or social media. He's doing a lot of cool things and rubbing albums with some high profile comedians as well. So congratulations and thank you again, Francine. All right, we are having our KW Care Super Bowl lunch right after our team meeting on February 7th. Bring your spirits and wear your jerseys. A little disappointed. I did not anticipate San Francisco to make it. I was really rooting. Not that I'm a big fan of the Lions, but I was going for the underdog.
Yeah.
And you know, I love the quarterback and just the history of the Lions. But it's unfortunate, and now we have Kansas Chiefs in the Super Bowl and the 49ers. So bring your spirit, bring your jersey, and let's make it an impactful KW Cares on February 7th. All right, next slide, please.
Can you tell who I'm rooting for since I made the slide?
No.
Yeah, go now.
Go Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
What is that photo there? I love it. I'm super excited and honored to be bringing Ignite to the South Bay office. So yeah, it's going to be launched next week. It will be Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Question. Now, who here is taking Ignite? Okay, so for those of you who have not raised your hand, Ignite for newer agents is to help you get your first transaction within your first 90 days. And statistically speaking, for experienced agents who want to retake this, we've noticed that on average, they average about 15 to 16 transactions per year as long as they follow the curriculum. So Simon's going to be teaching it. I'm going to be teaching it. And in fact, Ignite is one of the things that helped me get 2 listings within my first 2 weeks of being licensed. So I owe my career to this session, and I'm happy to now be on the other side of it and help you guys learn a little something about Ignite. And so is Simon. So be there. We're going to launch the dates 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Monday, Tuesday to Thursday. So be sure to be there. And I don't care how much experience you have. If you have experience, come. If you're new, come. One and all. It's going to be awesome. So,
and on top of that, just to kind of piggyback of what Chris is saying, we got some phenomenal instructors teaching the curriculum. Everyone has an opportunity to pick their own curriculum that they want to teach. I love negotiations. So that's the one that I'm really passionate about, having a deep dive conversation and really giving back to our agents. Again, it's the fundamentals, but it gives you a concise approach to, like what Chris was saying, to skill your business. Go on your opportunity to pick up your first, your second, your third, listing or the buyer as well. It gives you just the formulas that you need to go and run. Okay, so what I need is a commitment from all of you. Okay, and any of you that have connections with other agents, it's open to anyone that wants to really start their business. It's going to be here in the training room. It starts Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday of next week. Okay, this is a great jump start to your 2024 goals. And it gives you the insight to really understand the elements of why you got into real estate. Okay, I'm very excited. ALC is going to support and then leadership as well. And it's going to hold you accountable to getting out of that comfort feeling, right? Sometimes getting out of your comfort zone is hard, right? But this gives you the foundation that you need. Become the real estate of expert, creating lead gen systems based on your sphere of influence, creating a lead follow-up system, utilizing command, managing your transactions from appointment to close. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm excited. And I want to see all of you and then some at this event. All right, next slide. All right. Another slide that I'm super excited about, this is your new 2024 Agent Leadership Council. So let's give the agency a round of applause. We have Henry Smith, who's going to be part of the Luxury and Technology Chair and Commitment and Committee of that department. We have Al Agena, Technology Chair, so let's give him a round of applause. We've got Bob Malaka, Career Development. He's going to be running the Career Development division. And then we have Christina Blue, who's going to be running the Culture Committee. And then we have Mr. Fred Howard running the Career Development Chair. And Gary Nix will be part of the Luxury and Commercial. And Lamar will be part of the Growth. Michelle Brown, the Luxury Division, and then Tammy will also be part of the Culture, and obviously Jennifer, Minnie, myself, and Chris as a support. So just kind of give you some insights to what Agent Leadership Council, it's our top 20% of our agents. It's a volunteer position to really dive deep because Keller Williams is an open book, right? We share everything. We're very transparent when it comes to the financials, the ins and outs of what we do in our office, but more so, we collaborate, we bring ideas, and they're a support factor to all of you. The beauty of ALC is that they have your back, and you can reach out to them on a given time to ask questions. Al Agena is right there, middle office, go and knock at his door. Believe me, he's going to be open to have a conversation with you on what he does to really enhance his business. And the beauty is all of the ALC as well. Okay, so we're super excited about our new 2024. Natalie, next slide, please. We just, this past weekend, we're at the Long Beach Queen Mary for our 2024 ALC retreat. So I want to bring a couple of our ALC members that are here. Now, if I can just have you come up here real quick, and then Aaron as well. Just if you can give us some, Fred too, please, some insights and ahas of what the retreat was all about. Let's give these gentlemen a round of applause. Guys, so tell us a little bit about your experience at the ALC retreat. Wasn't that a phenomenal venue?
It was awesome. And I'm going to say this so that I don't have to say anything else, but it was all about you.
That's right.
Taking care of you guys. I'm good.
Very inspirational, rubbing shoulders with the owners and other agents, Long Beach and South Bay. It's great.
The idea is to mastermind and mastermind is all around who we represent. As the ALC, we represent all the agents. And what we want to do is we want to improve culture the environment, we wanted to improve how to get you into production. And that was the part that really, we got to really go deep on. It was to identify and to look at all of you and look at the efforts, look at the activities, look at what is it that you're doing, okay? For you to be given a little extra push, for you to be able to make it in this business. Okay, we were already here. That's a big part, getting your license, getting an office, belonging to an office is a big piece. Now, how do we get you going? How do we get you running? And that was the whole meeting was about. How to go ahead and be able to, as the office, as a senior agents, as top producers, how can we go ahead and assist you and make you successful? And that is our commitment for this year.
Awesome. Let's give the gentlemen a round of applause. One of the big ahas that I picked up for me, being a team leader and a broker of the office, is the collaborations among not just the South Bay office, the Long Beach office, or the PV office. It's that we're all here to support one another and really just contribute, to why we do what we do, right? Because we all have our challenges and our struggles, right? That's just a given. But it gave us an insight that we literally were on a round table, just bringing ideas on how we can enhance, and we can all enhance. What our strengths, what our weaknesses, where can we really give the value proposition to all of you? Because all of you have the ability, you have the license to go out there and make a good living in real estate. But how do you utilize it at a very high level? Okay? And this is why classes, education, bringing great speakers to come and talk to you, give you some ideas. This morning, I was at the South Bay Association of Realtors. We had two of our top agents on a panel with other top performers from other brokerages, giving insights of team buildings, team structure, ideas and how they market themselves, how to build a network of business. And it just gives you a perspective and an idea to really just bring to the table, utilize it, and create your own brand. That's the awesome part. This is your business. This is you. You can create some amazing things. And the awesome part is it's still early enough. We're in the first quarter of 2024. There's plenty of time to go out there and do chaos. Okay, so it's just an example of the leadership, and I commend, because it's not easy, being part of the ALC, because it's a commitment every month, a grind. But it's the accountability, right? Because they hold themselves accountable as well. So we're super excited for our 2024 ALC leadership. So, all right, awesome. Next slide, please. All right, we're gonna pick up that again. Thanks.
Now, someone came to me last week and said, I missed something that I always do that you guys have not heard all year. Okay, the question is, whose house is this? Great. Listen, how many remember the song? There's a thin line between love and hate. Y'all remember that? And y'all remember the movie, right? Well, let me tell you something about real estate. And I have to put this down. The road to success and the road to failure are almost exactly the same. Did you hear me? The road to success and the road to failure are almost exactly the same. The thin line between success and failure is your persistence. Okay? Real estate is so easy, yet it's so hard. Because when we teach in a productivity class, the only thing we teach is one thing. That's lead generation. But we have so many different facets of it. So that thin line between success and failure is persistence. And the question is, this year, do you choose to be persistent in your business? That's the question. You only have one answer. Got it? All right, I'm done.
Definitely persistent goes a long way, so thank you, Fred, for sharing. All right. Next slide, please. I'm really thankful and grateful to have this amazing leader. His name is Alfred Cornejo with the Agency LLC. He's gonna bring in some value. He's credit restoration and does amazing work for your clients. These are clients that definitely have a very low FICO score, want to purchase a home. How do we scale their FICO scores where they qualify to purchase, you know, their first home, refinance, and all the fun stuff of having a high FICO score. So without further ado, let's get a warm round of applause to my good friend. You got to say it, baby.
Was she gonna control the slides?
Yeah,
Okay,
just
cool.
say next slide.
Okay, I'll say. We can go next slide. Hi guys, how are you guys? See a lot of familiar faces. It's good to be back. I'm gonna go through this presentation a little bit different than I normally do, because I've been here quite a few times and it's really cool to engage with you guys. But I want to have more of an open-end format to any particular situation that you guys might have a running into, because credit repair right now, just like your guys' industry, there's been just a lot of changes. A lot of people have that didn't need us at one point, they need us now, right? A lot of people that said, you know what, we didn't realize what the difference between a 680 to a 750 FICO scores and rate or program or things of that nature are coming back. There's a lot of cool things that are going on in our industry that we're able to help out with, like niche programs. So I'm gonna go over a few of them. I'm gonna run through the slides. That's gonna be kind of generic, but stuff that will actually help you guys out as realtors to help build pipelines. We can go to the next slide, please. Number one, all our company's doing is when you guys are realtors, we just want to be a tool in your toolbox. You guys have home inspections, appraisals, lenders, every in the book. We want to be able to be a tool in your toolbox that when you need us, if a client has any type of challenges on their credit, whether they have a low FICO score or maybe they have a great FICO, but it's just stopping the program. So I'll stop right there and go off on a tangent. I've been getting a lot of scenarios where clients are, FICOs are great. The problem is the lender calls them and says, hey, we cannot finance you. You just had one late on your mortgage in the last year in 2023. So they can't push forward. So credit's still good, but they need us for that situation, right? So a lot of times people have a misconception that you have to have like a 450 FICO score in order to come see us. Doesn't necessarily need to be that way. A lot of the times there's boo-boos that happen on credit. FICO score is still good, but they just cannot continue with financing for any particular reason of that particular program. So what we want to do is we just want to help build pipeline for you. If we can add on another 1, 2, 3 deals in your pipeline a year, that would be great for both of our relations. I think was it Fred that was there something?
Yes.
I love that quote about persistence, you know, very, very important. So in order for us to help out, we want to be persistent with any clients that you guys turn over to us. Many times people ask us, what's the difference? And I'll just throw the names out of like some credit repair companies like Lexington Law, Credit Repair of America, Credit 123, all those credit repair companies that are out there. The difference is that we're very, very persistent with the follow-up. There's nothing proprietary about what we do. I don't have an app that works in Experian, which I did. Anybody does, let me know. I don't have a magic dispute letter that goes out. We just find the bylaws to get this stuff off of credit, and we're really good at what we do. But what is proprietary is our service. We're open year-round, 6 days a week, technology-based company. If your client does sign up with us, we have an app that they'll be able to see. One of the things that we hear all the time about credit repair companies is, I never know what's going on. And then they call the agent calls us upset and says, hey, guess what? We don't know. So we eliminated all that with an app. 24/7, 365, even on Christmas and New Year's, you can look at the app. You'll be able to look at your client and all the clients that you refer to us. So if you refer 7 clients, you'll see all of them. You tap on them, I'll go through it right now. You'll be able to see exactly what's going on, what's been deleted, where the scores are at. So it's a great time to have an icebreaker and jump in and say, hey, I noticed your score jumped up. But for the client, they'll be able to open up, kind of like, you guys familiar with Credit Karma? Yeah. It's like Credit Karma on steroids. All right, okay. So we just want to help build pipeline for you guys and add on a few deals a year for you guys. I always tell clients all the time, you know, get your average commission in the area, do the math, if you can add another $2 or $3 extra in your pocket. Next slide, please. Here goes one. Why does credit really matter? Does everyone need credit repair and qualifies for it? Unless your client's buying all cash, which is totally cool, they're gonna need it. But even at that point, talk to your CPA or tax person, might not be the best bet, so they can leverage credit on a mortgage. Second, does everybody need it? You know what's kind of funny is right now, identity theft is the #1 crime in America. People are linking Facebook with their Google to whatever that may be. And what's happening is when we're pulling credit, we're seeing like, hey, I never had that Sears, or I never had that Robinson's.
We're going with that.
I want to understand. Yeah, there you go. So I say those, but a lot of times things are on the report that are not belonging to that person. So I had I'll start again, go off on time, I had a client, a realtor referred me a client the other day, and she called me devastated. She goes, you don't understand. I've been having impeccable credit for like the last 30 years, me and my husband. She goes, we went to Ashley's Furniture, we got some furniture for our home, and somebody stole our information from Ashley's Furniture, and they opened up a whole nother account. They went so far that they changed her married name to her maiden name, so she couldn't even access the bureaus. So it got really deep. She went from like an 800 FICO down to like a 6 something. So she called us, told her to get a police report. We were able to help her, we were able to remove the account, put her back her married name. So there's a lot of things that happen. So people with just low FICO don't come to it. It's people that are in particular situations that all with credit, right? Who qualified for it? I say everybody with a valid social. If you guys don't have a credit monitoring service, I recommend you get one, whether it's for yourself or your clients. AAA offers one for like $9.99 a month. LifeLock, I think it's about $30. We offer one to our company for $21.99. So what it is that anytime anybody runs your credit, it alerts you right away. And most of them have an insurance. Like ours has up to $1 million. So if something happens, somebody buys a car or house or name, they'll cover you up to $1 million. But even if it's down to the house furniture credit card. Very important this day and age that you educate your clients, especially if they do have great credit and they want to maintain it, or yourselves, make sure you have a monitoring service. It's very, very important, okay? Next slide, please.
Yeah.
Any questions so far? Brian, no? Okay. Why does credit really matter and who could afford, you can't afford bad credit. So we say it all the time. A lot of times people ask us, and I'm very transparent. I'm going to put my feet up on the board. I don't believe I'm hiding anything or whatnot. Sometimes people will say this, and I get it all the time. Oh my God, it's expensive. And I always say, try to buy something with that credit. That's expensive. Okay. So unless clients will be buying everything cash, you need to leverage credit. It's super, super important. Okay. Especially as business owners, it goes bigger than just mortgages. At times when you are a business, which you are, and hopefully you guys have the form of an LLC or an S corp. If you have great credit, you can start using it into business credit, which is DNB. Anybody heard of that? Dun & Bradstreet?
Hey, all of a sudden, you guys are on mute.
Oh,
So that was my fault. Sorry. Can you go one slide back, please?
there we go. Number 2 is the big picture, life facts, house, car, credit cards, and personal. It's very important that you just educate your clients. Credit is just not bought at home, it's to leverage. I have clients that come to me all the time, they have great credit, and I look at their credit report, I'm like, hey, I noticed you just bought a car. And they're like, yeah, I bought it and I have a 60% interest rate. And I'm like, what? No, they're paying like $800 for a $30,000 car. So it's important to educate your clients that credit really does control a lot, right? Your FICO score, it shows responsibility. So a lot of times people will ask me, what does the number really represent? It goes from 350 to 800, right? Sometimes, so if somebody tells you you have a 900 FICO, they're not. Okay, what does it really represent? To the banking system, all it represents is the responsibility level of you paying back. And this is how it works. And I'll explain the other part because I will get the question. I'll use a 750 FICO score. All you need to do is get anybody's FICO with the majority of your clients, put a decimal back at the second number, and that's the percentage of you paying your bills on time to the bank. Okay, so 750, you're telling the bank 75% of the time you're going to pay your bills on time. Now, a lot of times people ask me, why isn't it up to 100%? I don't know, but we could ask the banks, I guess. But that's the way the banking sector works. Banking sector works. when it comes to credit. So the higher the number, the higher percent that you're telling the bank, I will pay on time. Hence why interest rates are better. Okay? Last is, how would a 725 FICO impact the client's lives? I always tell clients all the time, when you guys engage with them, provide value, provide value. If they do have a little couple of things in their credit and they're like really motivated to buy and they're pre-qualified, talk to us. Maybe the time of showing them property, by the time they get their offer accepted, if we work with them a little bit, their credit can go up 20, 30, 40, 50 points. That will only benefit them and benefit you guys to look like a shining star saying, hey, you know what, we got you in a better program, right? Unless their offer is accepted right away. Next slide, please. Does everybody need credit repair? Must repair a current credit report. So I get this all the time. This is probably the biggest thing that I get. I don't want to pull my credit. Okay, I tell clients all the time. Think of it like a mechanic. You can tell me what's going on with your car, but I don't know if you need an oil change or a transmission. So I need a credit report that's tri-merged within the last 30 days, Equifax, Engine, Experian, all tied into one, to be able to tell you what we can do. If they say, hey, I have a report from 6 months ago, we can't use that because the law could have changed, okay? So it's very, very imperative that we get a report within the last 30 days, okay? Second one is everybody. If anybody has a legitimate FICO, we can help them. Again, I just talked about the Ashley's furniture, impeccable FICO score. It's not that she went late. Somebody stole identity and made that happen. So we can help out anybody in any situation. There's always discrepancies. I have never seen a report, okay, even when it comes down to a very high FICO score like 850, that it does not have some form of a discrepancy. It could be a name, it could be an address. One of the first things we do when a client comes to us is we update their personal profile. Super, super, super important. Okay, we get rid of all the old addresses, all the employers, anything that does not have to tie to your current situation. And why? Because it goes back to identity theft. The more we can just have it tied to what's now, it's going to be best. Okay. Even if clients don't have FICO scores, I get this all the time. A lot of times clients just barely got their social to the doctor program, or maybe they turned 18 years old and they're like, hey, you know what, my son has or daughter has a good job. They're maybe gonna think about buying and they just don't have good credit. We do what's called credit coaching. We can show a person how to get a 700 FICO within 90 days if they just follow a 311 rule, and I'll go over that. So even if somebody barely got a social or they're young, just kind of entering the beam of credit as well. Statistic, 7 out of every 10 Americans have challenged credit. Okay, so if you go to a party, if you go to a barbecue, you go anywhere, 7 out of 10 people have challenges on the credit, especially in this day and age. Very important. There's a lot of people that you guys can help out. Next slide, please. The 311 rule. Okay, I don't talk about a lot of this here, but I brought it because I think it's really good. If you particularly or your clients want to boost your credit from 20 to 60 points in the next 90 days, follow this rule. Okay, it's a 311 rule. You must have 3 credit cards. Okay, must 3 credit cards. Why 3? I'm going to explain, because the bureau will give you credit for 3. So I'm going to exaggerate. If you have 50 credit cards, you're overkilling it, fine. But if you have 2 of them, you're shortchanging it. So they'll give you credit for 3. They're going to give you the credit for the 3 that have the highest balances. So what's the 1? You must use each card once a month. Okay, I get this a lot. A lot of times people say, hey, I don't use my Pulse credit card or TJ Maxx. I only use like every 6 months. If you work the 3-1, you got to use it every single month. So buy a pack of socks or buy a Red Bull at the counter, whatever it may be, because it's like school. If you don't show up, you're not getting a report card. The last one, this is the biggest one. In 2018, it changed. A lot of people said, as long as I'm under 30%, it changed to 10. Okay, you have to be under 10% of your high credit limit in order for you to get what I'm going to tell you guys the 311. So again, 311 must have 3 credit cards, use them once a month, and under 10%. If you do this, right, you will get 2 points per bureau that card is reporting to. So I'll use Robinson's name again. If you have a Robinson's name and it's reporting to Equifax, Trends, and Experian, you can get 6 points off that 1 paid cycle. So you have 3 cards, use it once a month, you're under 10%. Let's say the limit's $1,000 and you use $10 on it, pay it off at the month. That's 6 points. Times it by 3 credit cards, that's 18 points in 1 month. Times it by 90 days, close to 60 points. This really, really works. When I started doing credit repair, I was able to remove things. I was able to get things off the credit. And I was like, why isn't my score really going up? Because I had the habit of using my credit card, maxing it out, and putting it out in a month, like an index or something like that, right? One day I'm on the phone with the guy from Capital One and he goes, hey, your utilization rate is always really maxed out. Have you tried to stay under 10%? And I'm like, no. So he kind of gave me a tip and I said, you know what, I'm gonna do this. Then I Googled and I just figured out how many credit cards you should have, put it all together, and I did it myself and my credit just started to fly, okay? Every client that I tell this to, it really does work. So a lot of times it's utilization rate. I'm actually gonna give you guys another hack. If you guys have like a $5,000 Wells Fargo and you're like, hey, you know what, that's just the limit, use the 311 for 90 days. Then call Wells Fargo and tell them you're gonna cancel, and they'll probably turn that 5,000 to like 7,500 to 10,000. Okay, they're not gonna wanna lose you as a client because all of this is analytics, it's an algorithm. So they're gonna pull a soft inquiry and they're gonna say, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, hold on, shoot, they got 3 credit cards, they are using this once a month, and they're keeping their balances under 10%. We don't wanna lose them because we make interest off them, right? So let's give them a line increase. Very, very important. So if your clients are on the fence and they have 680 or they're not rating 700, have them use the 311 rule. I guarantee you it will work. Okay, next slide. No, I think it's the other way. One more back, I'm sorry. Okay, so these are our fees. We have the gold, silver, and bronze package. The gold package is $12.95, the silver is $8.95, and the bronze is $4.95. People always think they can pick and choose, but it's not like that. It's the amount of work that needs to be done. So I'll go back to the analogy of the car. An oil change is gonna be a lot different of a fee than a transmission. So somebody that has 30 collections might be a gold. Somebody that has 1 credit card leak might be a bronze. The credit report will spell out everything. I always tell people, numbers don't lie, people do. So we gotta see the report. Once we see the report, we'll say how many numbers are on there, and then we'll tell them what package they fall under, okay? A lot of times we do get breaks, so guys, if they're like right on the edge with one, we'll just put them in the package behind. We want to make everybody happy and satisfied and be able to gain their referrals. They must maintain the identity IQ with us, which is that identity protection, because in the middle of credit repair, what we don't want to happen is there's identity theft and it makes the work harder on us. Okay, so let me say that. Next slide, please. That is Identity IQ. That is the company that integrates with our software. That's the monitoring service. So whether it's for you personally or your clients, make sure that they have some form of monitoring. Again, LifeLock is one. They're really good. AAA offers it. I went to AAA. They told me they have one for $9.99 or $14.99. But make sure you guys are utilizing it. It's really important to protect your information. The next slide, please. And then this is the way the app works. So if you do refer us a client, it's going to look like this. It's going to say all of your clients' names. Only you'll be able to see it. You'll have your own login and password. So if you refer us 7 clients, this is exactly how it's going to look. If you can go to the next slide, you'll click on one. And this is the way it's going to show up. Now, I'm going to stop here really quick because this is the only problem that we run into with our company, because we're very persistent and give that white glove treatment. Is we always get invited to like the housewarmings, the quinceañeras. They love us, right? Because we're always in communication. 9 out of 10 times, a realtor will refer us business. They're on the app. We will notify them monthly of what's going on with the client as well through an email, and the realtor never follows them. So I'm at the housewarming or I'm there, and the realtor calls me and says, hey, whatever happened to the client? I'm like, bro, I'm at their housewarming already. They already bought. Because once their credit gets fixed as a client, they walk to an open house and maybe the listing agent double ends. This right here, it tells you the month, what their scores went, what it deleted. It's a great time to ice break for your clients. You sit down with our software once a month, see what clients' credit scores improved. Great time to call and say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, how are you? I just noticed that your credit went up 60 points. We're looking good. I noticed that there was 3 deletions. You'll be able to tell them based upon this grade in this report. That way you're engaged with them, so that when they get to the credit score that they need to, you're locked in and you're ready to go. So it's all in the follow-up. Next slide. QR code technology-based company. We put up a lot of value on our social media. I think we just got TikTok. I believe we did, but put a lot of value, a lot of videos of just like the 3-in-1, things that we could do with the niche programs and whatnot. So really, really important. We can go to the next slide. And I'll end it here. We're on, we're on all these social media platforms. We work great with companies like yours. We're want to make you guys look great. So when you refer us business, not only do you get your app and you'll be able to monitor your clients. But we're consistently talking to your clients when they call into the office or they inquire through an email, like what's going on. An example, if John, the realtor, referred us, they'll just say like, oh, have you spoke to John? So we're always trying to engage that relationship to push that business back to you. But it's so imperative that you follow up with these clients because I'm telling you, once they go from a low FICO score or they have a couple dings and they go up to where they need to go, I promise you, they start shopping, they start going out there. Because then they have their aunt or their uncle who does one deal a year that says, hey, I could help you out. And then you have a 760 FICO, like we're ready to go now, right? So that's pretty much it with what we had. I just wanted to kind of keep it basic. Is there any questions of the round script?
I'm opening up my first corporation
Mhm.
and I want to build credit on that. How does that work?
Yeah, great question. The question was opening up corporation, it's like an S corp, LLC would be
Corporation.
S corp?
S corp, yeah.
Okay, cool. So he's opening up an S corporation saying, hey, how do I build credit on that? Very, very, very good question. So number one, your EIN number is not your social, okay? Problem is that when you open up a corporation brand new, you're gonna be co-signed. So you're gonna be the personal grantor. Your social is gonna back up that EIN for a while.
Got it.
Once you start building accounts, I recommend you register with Dun & Bradstreet. You get what's called a paydex score. So just like we have FICO, they have paydex score. If you can build it over a 70, because it goes from 1 to 100, so 70 is considered over 100, you'll be able to buy vehicles in that. You'll be able to buy, you'll have credit cards in that business thing. So start with net 30 accounts, which is like Quill, Office Depot, Walmart, and I can explain that after the thing. Once you start building that Dun & Bradstreet, you'll build their payment score, and eventually you'll pull away from using your social. As an example, like when I go buy a car, I never, ever buy it personally. It's all through my EIN. How does it protect you as a business as well? That if any challenges happen, it just goes onto the EIN on your social, so it separates.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You were saying that, a lot of people have problems with us. What if you have problems with credit, your personal credit, and you transfer money? Credit line with your business. How would you do that? Could you feel it, you have to co-sign of the business issue?
Great question. So to repeat it, this question is, hey, what if you have some challenges on your personal credit and you're trying to open up business credit and you're trying to personal credit? You got to come see a company like us. We got to take care of your personal credit first in order so you can personal guarantor. You can't co-sign if your credit's dinged up because they're going to say, well, you know, the responsibility level is kind of low, it'll ding up. So fix your personal credit, then you enter the business realm. That's how it works. Any other questions or anything to do with the credit?
Alfred, can you stick around after the meeting?
Yeah, I'll hand over.
Any other questions?
Cool.
All right, let's give
Thank you, guys.
Alfred a round of applause. Good information, you know, take advantage, I know, we passed some flyers out there. Give them a call, ask them questions, he's here to support you and your clients and ultimately, you know, provide that value to homeownership, so, awesome. All right, next up is our mortgage update with Fernando Diaz, let's give him a round of applause.
Wow, we're gonna throw this. We're gonna play the rate game real quick. So all I want is a quick answer from all of you. Simon's gonna throw you a thought.
Oh, I'm good.
Simon's gonna throw it. Because that way, for any liability reasons, I'm not paying for it.
All right, they all signed a waiver.
Let's see if you know your knowledge. In the 70s, from 71 or 70 to 79, what was the highest interest rate in that decade?
18%.
Wrong.
18.6.
Wrong. Wrong.
18.
That
14.
Nope. Somebody get close.
9.
Huh? 9. Wait, who said 13?
13.
All right, 12.9. She gets games. All right. In the 80s, what was the highest rate reached in the 80s?
18.65.
Ooh, Fred's got a little. 18.63. Man, that was good. He must have gotten that rate. That was the high from the decade. So obviously it had been low. In the 90s, what was the highest rate in the 90s? 30 or fixed?
10%.
Ooh, get it to him. 10.67. And he's out now, no more. In 2000 to 2009, what was the highest rate we reached?
So,
Well, who said 8? All right, we'll give it to you. 8.64. In 2010 to 2019, What was the highest rate reached?
5.
450.
All right, give it to 521. This is the national average. And from 2020, well, this is huge, because who knows when the president was. Let's put it this way, what was the highest rate reached last year? National average.
7.65.
Whoever you want to give it to, 7.79. That's that. All right, so that's the fun. Now, as you guys know, or maybe not know, the Fed met today, they announced no rate hikes. That's good. So here's the good and the bad. The good is, they have sort of taken the verbiage or the wording of raising rates going into the future off their books, so that's been positive. But the bad side of it, if you want to call it that, is that they're kicking the can down the road. They don't expect to be cutting rates anytime soon, expect it closer to the third or fourth quarter of this year. Okay, which is sort of what we believe in. Okay, so that's what, if you look at it all, you're gonna see, I would say, if you want to call it a significant rate improvement, probably second half of this year and first quarter of next year, potentially, if this trend keeps up. So that obviously there's variables that don't guarantee it, but it looks that way. So we're gonna basically be stuck sort of in the area that we're at now, call it, depending on the product, low sixes, mid sixes, high sixes, that's kind of where we're at. Now, I'll give you some news. What I've noticed, especially with the amount of pre-approvals that we do and the people that we talk to as a team here locally, is this. Everybody is over the fact that rates are no longer 2 and 3. Okay, so everybody's like finally getting adjusted and they're moving forward and at least wanting to learn about their options. But the bad side of it is that, as you guys know, inventory is just massively tight out there. And I mean, it's been brutal. We've had some clients. I had 2 clients with 2 different realtors bidding on the same property last week. Neither of them won. They went 60 and 70,000 over asking price, and they didn't even get counter. So I heard that house went for 140,000 over asking price. It wasn't Lakewood, I believe, somewhere there. So we're facing these kind of situations. I encourage you. We won 3 escrows too because I knew the listing agent or had a relationship in the past with them. I encourage you to explore that. I encourage you to be extremely thorough, even more thorough than even the listing agent is asking you to be. So your purchase contract to a T, your approval letter, the good verbiage, your DU, if you don't have it, if you don't know what that is, let me know, DULP, make sure you have that, your proof of funds, everything. And then make sure that I immediately call those agents and ask them questions, if they have any questions of us, the client's qualifications. And I always throw in, which they love, is, hey, when you're sitting down with your seller, if they have any questions of us or any questions of the client's qualifications, call me when you guys are sitting in front of each other reviewing offers, and I'll let you know about what we have here. They love that. Okay. So I will tell you to be extremely thorough in that. The last thing that I will leave you with is on the 15th of February. So I'm going to call it the post Valentine's Day. I don't know, I guess seminar. We're going to throw for you guys a big lunch and learn here. We're going to have some great food. So we're going to feed you well. And we're going to throw a lot of stuff about 2024. Things that you guys can use to your advantage with buyers and sellers. I'm going to show you how to get a 5.125 30-year fixed to your client, 30-year fixed, all kinds of stuff like that, that is happening. So that is it from my behalf. Questions? Anybody want more candy? Whatever it may be. Come on, Simon, you want some? Thank you. All right, that's it.
Thank you, Fernando. Always valuable information. And he does have still chocolate in there, so I'm gonna run up there. All right, next slide, please. All right, any listing pitches, buyer needs and wants, markets listings, yes,
Hey
Eric.
guys, I have a commercial property coming up on Torrance and PCH in Redondo. 11 office units, 5.4. There's a nice big 1,800 square foot office. It could be great for somebody who's like, has a tech company, maybe like a creative agency or something. Wants to use that space and rent the rest of the building. There's owner financing available. So we can get creative, the owner owns it free and clear. That's here on Torrance and PCH by Platch Coffee at CVS. You guys know where that's at. And then I still have about 17 lots over in City Terrace, East LA. Some lots with some really nice hillside views. It's a little bit more complicated to build on the hillside, but I found some contractors that can do it for a good price. So you can end up with a new house, great city views for maybe like 700, 800, and then going for 1.1 in that area. So yeah.
Awesome. Anyone else? Thank you. Christina.
We have a listing coming out in Westchester, tomorrow. It's super cute. It's one of our flips. It's 3 bedroom, 2 bath, really adorable. We're coming out just over 1.4. And then we have a condo in RPV that'll be just around $800,000. Bottom level, walkout terrace, it's really cool. 3 bedroom, 2 bath. And then we have Culver City. You don't know them much of that. We're signing in Culver City coming up, and then also in East LA, we have some local. So if you have anybody for those, come talk to me.
Awesome. Fernando.
I've got a lot of clients looking to South Bay under 600,000. Hear about it, but
Awesome.
tons of those out there.
Aaron.
No comments, it's housing.
Yes, sir.
About 2.7 coming up, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath. Existing work is in West Los Angeles, and there's up in the hill condo, 2 bedrooms, 3 bath, 1,400 square feet. It is priced really well at 748. Multiple offers on that. It's going to be open this weekend.
Awesome. Cool.
The vacant lot in Joshua Tree is 1.13 acres, 40,000.
40,000. Awesome.
Also, so we are actively buying 1 property a week, for our flips. So if you find anything that is, not really lendable, and we do finder's fees, we can work in your commission, so.
Anyone else? Yes.
I still have the 1 bedroom, 1 bath condo in Torrance. It's priced, we are doing a price adjustment. So before 19,900, it's HOA is 405 and it includes water. And yeah, it's updated and really looking good. So it'll be adjusted for 19,900. And Christina,
Yes.
I might have one for you, so you have to which area.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, we'll talk later. Okay, thank you.
Awesome. All right, anyone else? All right, let's go ahead and continue. Next slide, please. All right, role playing spotlight. Who was here last week? Hey, we should have been, yeah, we had some people last week. Was that an uncomfortable feeling? To be present, and I was looking at everyone to see, hey, let's practice door knocking, right? So what I wanted to do today was, do something a little different. So I have a box here, and I'm gonna have someone pick what's in this box, and then I want you to repeat what it's in there. It's basically an objection. And then I'm gonna open it up to anyone that is interested in saying what and how you can handle that objection. So who wants to be my first person? All right. And you're awesome. And say it loud.
I haven't heard of you or your company. I want to find a house before I put mine on the market.
Ooh. That's a great objection. Banyone wanna
I'll give it a shot.
get up there? Let's give Eric a round of applause.
I've been role playing with a group of people like every morning that I found, so it's pretty cool. So the objection was, can you repeat it one more time, please?
Sure. I haven't heard of you or your company. I want to find a house before I put mine on the market.
Well, I'm happy that you're speaking with me right now. I'm Eric Lavio. I'm gonna be your lifetime realtor, and I work for Keller Williams, which is an international brokerage. So if you Google that name, Keller Williams Realty, you're gonna find a million things online, okay? So you can learn a lot more about me when I send you some information. Now, if you wanna sell your property, you wanna find the next property and then sell this one, we can absolutely do that. There's multiple ways to do it. It sounds like you qualify for my contingency program, okay? So what that means is that we're gonna put your house on the market and we're gonna make it a seller contingency that we have to close here before we close on the next house. And I've done this with a lot of clients. It'll make the process smooth. That way, all the money that comes from here goes straight to the next property. And if things go sideways, things don't work out, you change your mind about the house, we'll absolutely be able to come back because we have that seller contingency. So you'll be absolutely protected.
That's my goal.
Excellent.
That was a tough one. That was a tough one. All right, who wants to go next?
I can make them.
Thank you.
I will always settle for the full asking price, no matter what.
Ooh, that's a good one. Anyone want to chop away on that? Come on, we got some experienced agents in here. Repeat the question one more time.
I will only settle for the full asking price, no matter what.
Okay.
I'll try to get in touch.
I was gonna volunteer it and I'll piggyback after you.
Okay. Can you ask me, remind me why you're selling the house in the first place?
I wanna, get a bigger house,
Okay, what's important to you about that?
then I get the full amount for this house.
Well, what's important about your getting a bigger house? You said you just had some more kids, right? You have
Yes.
some family moving in, your mom's getting older?
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So I understand that you want full price. Remember, the higher we sell the higher price we sell the house for, the higher my commission is,
Right.
right? I want to get you full price. But if we're gonna stop you from getting into your next house over $10,000, $20,000, I think you're gonna be very happy just making the transition so we can get you to your next house rather than holding back even longer. Would you agree? What's more important? Getting your family into this bigger home so you have more space, or $10,000 on and off?
I don't know, I still want full price.
Tell you what, I'll tell you what, we'll put the property on the market at your price, okay? My price is 50,000 lower, that's what I think. Let's put it on the market at your price, and if 2-3 weeks, we don't have a lot of activity after heavily marketing the property, we'll reduce the price to what I'd say. Is that okay with you? Okay.
Anyone else want to comment on that question? All right, tell me that question to me. This is how I would respond with that.
I will only settle for the full asking price, no matter what.
Okay. And what is that price?
I want 1.2 million.
Okay, why do you think your home is worth 1.2 million?
I did some research on Zillow and that's what seems to price in the neighborhood.
Okay. I'm a professional, and part of my job is I analyze properties on a daily basis. My ultimate goal for you is to obviously give you top dollars for your home, with the least amount of headaches to net you the most. What I have is called a CMA, a comparable market analysis. And what this shows is transparency of what the market is dictating. Because whatever I say, you say, but it's ultimately what the buyer's willing to pay for your home. I understand you want 1.2, but the reality is facts don't lie, numbers don't lie. Let me show you this report that shows active properties under contract, pending, and sold in the last 90 days. The ones that sold, obviously, if you look on days on market, this one in particular, which is just around the corner from your home, sold for 1.150. Same characteristics as your home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,700 square feet on a 65 lot size. Apples to apples, right? Because we cannot compare a property that sold for 1.2, the home is 2,000 square feet, it's not comparable. Because even when an appraiser goes there, we can put the property at whatever you want. The question is it gonna sell? My job is to get your property sold. So have faith in me, let's put it at the price that I believe we can get activity and see where it goes from there. So I think the price point that we need to be is at 1,150,000. Can we do that?
Okay.
Many ways of handling objections, right? But what is the value proposition? Okay, you guys want to do one more before we close out the team meeting? Okay, all right. There we go. This is gonna be the lucky one. What you got for us?
We aren't quite ready yet. We need to finish a couple of projects around the house. We need to finish a couple of projects around the house before we put it on the market.
Good objection. How do you handle that one if that's thrown at you? Anyone? No volunteers? Does that mean we need to practice more as we go? Yeah, can you repeat the question again, please?
We aren't quite ready yet. We need to finish a couple of projects around the house before we put it on the market.
Okay. Christina, come up here.
Listings is my jam.
Yes.
That is exciting. I'm super excited that you are preparing your home to get on the market. I do this every day. Each thing that you're going to do, each change, you want to change out the carpets, if you want to add more paint, all of those add more value to your home, but not every single thing you do. So I don't want you to waste any money because every dollar that's back in your pocket is my job to save for you. So I would love to do a tour, walk through the house, and we can find out together and put a plan in place on what specific things we should be doing to your home.
Awesome. Beautiful. We'll stop with that. Okay, I don't want to stress anyone else. Okay? But this is a quick reminder that, you know, these are questions you may get. And if you don't know how to handle that objection, then I encourage you start practicing. Okay, we're all here to help one another, and this is part of my segue and my responsibility to have these on a regular basis, or every week. We're gonna have a role-playing spotlight where we're gonna just dive deep into the uncomfortable of objecting handlers. Doing a listing presentation, buyer consultations as part of the segue. And then we have some exciting news that we're gonna also launch next Wednesday at our team meeting on a competition that we're doing with this office, okay? It's super awesome. We already have our team captains in place, but we're gonna run the playbook on that next week. So, all right, thank you. Thank you all for participating. All right, next slide. And our team meeting. Next slide. Oh, that is our end slide. All right. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you all.